So our beloved Lucas has a black eye. Let's see if I can figure out why. Stay tuned. Since you're here, click that button and subscribe, and then click the bell and the word all for notifications. Okay, so poor Lucas has a black eye, but he doesn't seem like he's very concerned about the black eye. So I was thinking, why in the world would he have one? I came up with 5 ideas. I would love for you to then comment below which one you think is most plausible, or maybe you came up with something totally different. Let us know and we'll chat back and forth. It's going to be fun. And then we could come back in when season 9 is airing and we could see which one of us was correct, or maybe those really smart, very creative writers have something totally different that none of us even thought of. Okay, so here we go. Number 1. So what if Lucas got popped in the eye with a baseball? And he got popped in the eye with a baseball because he was doing a magic trick. It kind of feels like the old magic trick Lucas is back. You see that playful side of him in the promos. And we saw a video clip and a picture of them behind the scenes, and Chris has like a baseball in his hand. He's in you could see it right here. He's at the school, and in the video, he's actually like sort of like doing like a flip or a trick with the ball itself. And I know that's not when he gets the black eye, but I'm thinking like maybe he's practicing and he gets popped in the eye. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so let's move on to number 2. Scenario number 2. What if Lucas is defending his lady's honor? You know, we haven't really seen jealous Lucas, right? I don't know if he really is a jealous kind of guy, but maybe he does get a little jealous, maybe, or he gets upset by something someone says, but not in a big serious way. Maybe a little off-color comment of some sort, because you know this is Hope Valley and this is Hallmark, so I don't know how off-color it would be, but something that where he steps in to defend Elizabeth's honor. Of course, she's not there, and he winds up getting popped in the eye. It's a possibility. It's happened before. So that's number 2. Okay, now number 3. We know Pinkertons are all over the place. And in the last season and the last episode, one of the last scenes, we had that great scene between Nathan and Lucas. And Nathan explaining to Lucas that the Pinkertons tend to get a little, rowdy, and he would have his back. So maybe that's what happened. There was like too much fun at the saloon, and Lucas, got involved in it, and he got popped in the eye. It's a possibility. I'm not saying he was actually brawling, but trying to break it up. I don't know. I don't tend to think of Lucas as a big brawler, but you never know. Okay, and now this is number 4. So for number 4, it involves Lee. And if you notice, there was a picture of Lee, and he kind of looked a little disheveled, dirt on his face, looked like he had leaves on his back. And I'm wondering if maybe Lee was involved in something, and Lucas tried to step in, maybe break up the fight, and he winds up getting popped in the eye. And it's not something that, he wants to have a discussion with Elizabeth. That's why he kind of poo-poos it off for another time, because it really doesn't involve him. He was just trying to help out. What exactly Lee would get involved in, I'm not sure, because he's a pretty level-headed guy, but he is running for mayor. So maybe he gets in a heated discussion with one of the candidates, like Mike. Do you think he and Mike would try to duke it out? I don't know. Who knows? It looks like there's going to be a lot of fun in this season, because I also think there's going to be a lot of danger too, so they got to even it out. So I'm thinking maybe, here he is in the center of town. He sees something going on, Lucas, between Lee and someone else. And again, he steps in and he winds up getting popped in the eye. So that's number 4. And then number 5 is my favorite one. It's the one that, out of all that I thought of, what I wish it was, because I think it would be funny. But the writers are very creative. They could come up with something way better than any of these things that I will enjoy just as much. So here we go. Number 5 involves baseball. Okay, let's go back to Lee. Lee with the dirt on his face and the leaves on his back. And in that episode, Rosemary doesn't seem very concerned. So maybe what happened was They were playing baseball. Couldn't it be that, Lee, we had seen Lee in that same outfit, but now he has no tie on. So could it be, and rolled up his sleeves, that Lee had slid into base? We know Lee loves baseball. Remember, he would play with Cody. And we know that Lucas loves baseball because his office is decked out with all like the baseballs and the baseball bat and a baseball card. My favorite baseball card. Anyway, so what if they're out having a friendly game? So Lucas and the guys are playing, especially if it has something to do with little Jack. So Bill and Lee are very invested in little Jack. They love him dearly. And then how they are competitive with each other for little Jack's time. So now we've got Lucas spending time with little Jack. So now they're all out trying to toss the ball. I know he's kind of little, but he could be playing with the other kids too, sort of getting together, and the guys start to outdo each other or show off, and it got carried away, and this is how Lucas gets the black eye, and maybe how Lee gets the dirt on his face and the leaves on the back. I don't know, but I think that would be funny. And Bill's involved, and Nathan, like all the big guys, and then the other kids trying to play together. I think it would be funny. And then, of course, that's not something that they would want to run home and tell their ladies about because they had a little bit of like competition going on. I don't know. I think that one would be fun. So these are the 5 scenarios that I came up with for Lucas having a black eye, other than he ran into a door. Okay, because if he ran into a door, you don't get a black eye. You get a black eye from the doorknob, and he's too tall for the doorknob. Okay, so I invite you to let me know in the comments any ideas you have. I know you could probably come up with something better, something I didn't even think of, and then we could chat back and forth. I just ask that whatever you do it with kindness. All right, thank you. You have a good one. Bye. That poor Lucas in his eye.